test ahead of time as homework, and we would go home and correct it or figure all the answers out and then give it to you. You would correct it and give it back to us, and later that week we would take a test over the same material.
When I had the hot test, I'd take it home, and mainly I'd memorize the test. I knew which answers would go for which questions. That way when I took the actual test, it'd be easier for me.
When I came into class, I was really prepared, and I probably did really well on the test.
Yeah, I think it personally it helped me prepare a lot for the test. I'm not really good at studying to begin with, so I think that this kind of made it a bit easier to motivate myself to study for the test, and it made the tests a whole lot easier too.
Well, I liked knowing where the answers were coming from and being able to get a second chance at answering them.
Good about it was you got to see the test and know the difficulty of the test and the answers to it.
Besides, like time consumption at home, it's and it doesn't even take a whole lot of time to do that. I mean, yeah, I would probably not be using that time to study anyway.
I wouldn't say it impacted my study habits that much because I knew that the AP test was coming in the spring, so I actually read the book and studied on my own time rather than using the test to help me study.
It kind of made the test too easy when you took it, just because you already knew what was going to be on it.
It was hard to be motivated to actually do the test rather than copy and then memorize. The more interesting chapters are the ones I actually attempted to answer. The ones that I didn't care for, I just memorized.
Kind of made me slack off a little, just because I'd already know the test before.
Okay.
Then I wouldn't have to study as much for the actual test.
Maybe add like a few extra questions, just kind of maybe not to throw you off the trail, but to kind of make you study just a little bit more. And I think that the stuff that I learned from taking the tests, and not just from taking the tests, like studying for the tests, but just studying for, I don't know, not for the fun of it, but I mean just kind of as a habit kind of was beneficial to me.
I wouldn't really modify it anyway. I think that it's interesting because it puts all the responsibility on kids and it gives us enough resources to complete it successfully, and if we don't, then it's our own fault, and I think that's interesting, and I like that you give us the responsibility to make our own grade.
Maybe if you put like twice as many questions on the hot test and then use half of the questions on the actual test, then it would be harder to memorize all the questions, and you'd have to base it on what you learned from the book rather than what you memorized.
I think I would, yeah.
Yes, maybe on difficult chapters, but not on all the easy ones.
Maybe for some chapters that are more particularly harder than others, but not every chapter.
It was fun.